find shit out. I mean, it might be somewhere that I just haven't seen yet, but, you know, in a quick squint round here that I'm looking, I can't see fuck all. It's got a USB port with a little socket that you have to open up and flick a switch and turn a button and it reveals it all. Like, I don't know. I can't see anything, so... Looking a little bit disappointing, that isn't it? And it is a boring, shitty little fucking radio. That's all you get, is just a radio. What the fuck, man? How disappointing is that? There must be something somewhere. I'll have to have another look. I will have to have another look, yes, I'll have to have another look. See if I can find something that's much more interesting than just a boring radio. No, that's not a thing. Oh, that's a shame. There's a little slot underneath the little button here. It's got a chance that could be, for an updated version, a USB port. But unfortunately it isn't. That's bad, that isn't it, when you think about it? It is bad. See, if I do that now, then here you go. Eco off. Okay. I get you. So, press it once for Eco Auto, press it again for Auto No Eco, and then press it again for manual. Ah, that's clever. I like that, that's cool. Well, we're having that fucker on. What? I want to see what it drives like without the Eco on. Because at the present moment, it's now it's off, but before that, it kept on dropping into neutral and coasting and losing speed. And also, as you've seen it trying to climb up this fucking hill, it's going labouring its nuts off at fucking 600 revolutions per minute in fucking 12th gear. It's no good. No. You want it to be fucking moving. I do anyway, that's my opinion, I'm sticking to it. But it is the best bit, right? This thing, right, for saving fuel, at the moment, doing the 50 odd, 52, if it's supposed to be, it says 52, but I don't believe it. It's doing 1,000 revolutions per minute. That's how low this is on the rev counter. Low. It's just off the threshold of the start of where it's in the green. It's fucking insane. Absolutely insane. Granted, it must be geared well, but I mean, 1,000 revolutions per minute. This thing must be doing 20 fucking miles to the gallon. Not when you're driving it, Jace. Well, that's another story. See, I'm in neutral now. Look, it's coasting. A coasting we will go. A coasting we will go. The roof of my mouth is eating. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. It really is. It's just unbelievable. Unbelievable. It's unbelievable. What the fuck? He's pulling into a fucking lay-by, you stupid truck. Jesus Christ. Did you witness that then? It put the fucking brake on. My foot is flat on the accelerator, all because of him pulling into a fucking lay-by. I hate these automated bollocks. It's just a load of fucking shocking shit. What a load of wank that was. Fucking piece of crap. I haven't turned that fucking thing off. I've had that done with the Volvo. The Volvos are just as bad. They fucking false alarms like you would not believe. Granted, I'm probably the only one who can find these false alarms, mind you, but you've just witnessed that fucker. My foot is on the fucking accelerator, and they come off, it was still on it. It got scared because a car was turning into a lay-by. You know what I mean? I can imagine there's a big fucking grin across the face and they're going, yeah, missed it. Fuck off, you stupid thing. What do you think this is? Cars for? Unbelievable. If there was a danger, I'd have slowed down. There was no danger. He was doing his thing. I was prepared to see what he was doing. I was getting myself, brake! Fucking hell! Honestly, I'll tell you what. Fucking, might as well have a fucking steering wheel to itself as well. You know, I might as well go and sit over there. Go and play fucking tens on my phone. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. That's exactly how I feel. Breaking news. This thing is cack. Oh man. I hope there's like some sort of telemetry report, you know, right, that comes on when, if it like beams or some sort of telemetry information log or whatever, your data, whatever the fucking hell they call it, I don't know. And it comes up with emergency brake applied. And then they ring up Raymond's and go, the emergency brake was applied on blah, blah, blah. And then obviously they'll come and talk to me because they're going to go, well, who was driving that time? Oh, we know who was driving that time, don't we? Jason. Yes, dear. Why did the emergency brake come on? Because this fucking thing's possessed. It's like the fucking omen. Telling you. You've heard of Christine the car, ain't you? Right? Yeah. Well, this is fucking Agatha the truck. Let's hope we don't have anything else like that again. It's not good now. That couldn't have been. Your eyes aren't that good, for shit's sake. Oh dear. It's like, you know, you as you drive, and something catches your eyes. Like, what the fuck's that? And it looks like something, but it may not be what it is. You know what I mean? That again, there another one of those scenarios. Well, what the fuck? It almost looked like one of those women's purses. For some unknown reason, I don't know why, but it just did. Probably wasn't, but hey ho. Never really seen anything of significance on the motorway, really. I mean, yes, you get the odd shoe here and there, right, which is, again, it cracks me up. It really does. It cracks me up. But nothing really of any kind of significance. There's been like maybe, you know, the manhole sump basin plasticky things that go in the ground with all the pipes that join into it. But those have been on either in the centre as well or up the fucking side somewhere. Plasterboard in bits on the side, well, you know, pieces of all that kind of crap. Or you might see the odd hard hat, high-vis jacket, and those kind of things you'll see scattered around. There was one incident though, but I think the guy who lost it, he must have been a copper, and he was on a motorbike, and I was on the 38th northbound just after the Derby 3, and I was going up the hill, and as we went up the hill and we come back down again, it went around, and all of a sudden this thing drops from his person, I'm assuming, hits the deck and skates across the road and into the centre reservation. And I'm quick looking at it, and I am almost sure it was a police baton. Almost sure it was. I was in two minds to stop, turn and fucking run and give him grab it, like, you know what I mean? But I've got a funny feeling the lad who was on the bike at the time, I think he went, because he pulls off and went down the junction, so I think he turned around and went back to go and retrieve it, I think. So, yeah. That'd have been a nice find. When it comes to things falling off vehicles, though, I mean, I've had some near misses. I really have had some near misses. The most recent one, which was a shame I didn't have the cameras on, because it would have been absolutely fucking beautiful. Plastic barriers that they use to perimeter around the roadworks. Whee! One of them flew off the back of one of those transit van flatbed things. Whew, off it went, but I was behind him, and as I tucked in to get over, because I just overtook someone, he was still there, and he just went, off it went. So he could have hit the front of my truck at the time, but no, wasn't to be. When I was younger, I was driving a van. I was on the A5. It was only by where we are. Where would it be opposite? It was sort of just by where the old Little Chef is. There's an Indian restaurant that's closed down that's there, and the old MG garage. It's just off the island, the turf island where the turf pub is. So it's just there on the way to Brown Hills. And I remember driving behind this van, and it chucked off a couple of pieces of timber, but I had to dodge and miss and move out the way of, which was like, that was scary. Didn't hit the vehicle, thankfully, because of the came. I'm like, whoa, fuck, whoa, you know what I mean? That kind of shit, like, you know what I mean? Being a stunt driver, But I think the one that I would say would be the most incredible and lucky escape has got to have been the one where I'm on the M1 and I'm travelling northbound, and I'm behind a low loader that's got a tracked digger on it, right? And on this track digger, they have on the top of they've got like a basket on the roof, and they have these. Well, actually, now let's get that right. Some of them have a basket where they can take the side panels off and put them in, like the ones that close it all up to protect the windows from bell ends, throwing bricks at and smashing the windows. Like, that's the sort of thing. Well, this one had got these things that flopped down, like, like a cage effect. And I would have thought it was supposed to be attached to the roof, but this thing wasn't, and it was folded up onto the roof, right? And I'm just pootling on down, like, and I'm watching this thing. It's rattling, it's shaking on the roof. And again, my brain's going, well, shouldn't that be fucking fixed down? And the next thing you see is it goes woof, straight up in the air. I'm like, fuck! And I'm going, where the fuck's that going? Bang! It hits the tail lift of the low loader, right? And as it hits the top of it, and it goes bang! It slides straight down and lands flat on the deck of the low loader and stays there, right? Honestly, I'm like, fuck! That was a bit fucking close, because if that rear tail lift of that vehicle, now I'm going to tell you this now, right? If it was 10 inches shorter, that thing would have gone and it would have come straight through the fucking window screen. Unreal. Never known anything like it in my life. I don't even know how the wind picked it up for start off. I know it's got a bit of weight to it, plus it's like bars. There ain't nothing like solid, like it could lift up, like, it fucking flew off, it did, good grief. I'm like, what the? Bang, down it went. I'm like, fuck, that was close. Because even if it had come off as well and it hit the deck, and if it had hit the deck awkwardly and bounced off the side, that'd have been a proper fucking smash. Proper smash. They'd have gone through a car, that thing would have done. Fucking hell. Unbelievable. But, as luck as have it, nothing came of it. It was just... But I bet when the guy got to his destination, he pulls up and he's looking there and thinking, I don't remember putting that there. I bet he was scratching his fucking head like you wouldn't believe. I can imagine that, can you? Oh, fucking tell you what, that'd have been brilliant, that, wouldn't it? What the fuck? What's it? Is it? I didn't... Well, it's... As you, you know what I mean? Because you just wouldn't do it. You wouldn't have. You just couldn't fathom how that would have actually ended up down there. You just wouldn't know, because it actually landed as if it's been placed there and just propped up. That's it. You know what I mean? You'd have been baffled. You'd have had no words to explain how that got there if you hadn't have seen it. Oh dear! If you hadn't have seen it, you'd just gone. What? Nah. And that would have been it. You'd have just gone, oh well, never mind. Took notice and put it back where it belongs. I know that you do get the odd brick that will fly out of a vehicle. I have heard stories where this happens to people who are travelling behind tipper vehicles, because they tend to go to places where they can end up with half-enders wedged between the tyres of the rear axle, like, you know what I mean? And when they get bash as they're spinning around and banging on the motorway or road or whichever, and they can break up, and then they finally come loose and chuck a great big chunk of brick out. Yeah, that can cause a bit of damage as well, that can. Thankfully, I've not experienced it, and I don't particularly want to. But you know, some people have. I've had stone chips and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. I've even had birds hit the screen as well, but I've never had a pheasant hit the screen like some people have, where when it hits the screen, it shatters it. Fucking boss, it's like a great big fucking hole in the old window screen there. That's it, fucked. New window, please. Oh dear, unbelievable. But we do have some things that are like that end up hitting the vehicles, but then you also get the non-accidental missiles that hit the vehicles. You have the purpose missiles, which is the ones where you have kids chucking shit off bridges, you know what I mean? Unbelievable. I don't know why that become a thing, or whoever come up with the idea thinking that would be a clever idea, but yeah, it's not a clever idea. It is extremely dangerous and life-threatening, right? And depending on the consequences, obviously depends on the severity of your punishment. If you're throwing bricks off there which are big enough to go through vehicles, which they can do when they are travelling at a certain speed, well, you could then have the potential of killing somebody. And we all know when you kill somebody, you are faced with a sentence of around about 15 to 25 years. It just depends on what the judge decides. If he says that it's malicious intent, then you'll probably get the max. But if he calls it, you know, you're throwing bricks but you're not really trying to kill somebody, you're just being a complete cunt, right, then you'll probably get about 10 to 15. So, you know, it's not good, is it? I mean, you might get let out with good behaviour, but realistically, do you want to do something like that, as stupid as that and as dangerous as that? I would like to hope that you lot watching me aren't that fucking stupid. No. Because it could be me driving down the road somewhere, and all of a sudden the fucking house brick comes flying through the window screen. Well, there's a possibility there'll be a camera on. But when you see bridges, and for you drivers out there, it's a tip that I've took on board as serious, and that when you're travelling towards bridges, you're always looking up at them just in case, and when there is somebody on there, you don't take your fucking eyes off them, right? Yes, it's most likely going to be a fucking starboard spotter, but you never know. You never know. So you always have to be vigilant when you come to travelling under bridges, especially pedestrian ones, because not only could they decide to chuck something off it, especially if there's a group of kids on there, then you've got to be well aware what's going on. And if they decide to move towards your lane, when they're all across, and they walk, they directly, say they was over there, and they walk and stop, well, you have to keep your eye on this lane here, because you need to be able to manoeuvre over sharply just in case. You know what I mean? And then the other sad state of affairs that can happen is that somebody might decide to chuck a body off there, like, you know what I mean? That's, if not their own, but some fucker else's, like, yeah. Honestly, right? It's a shame, it's crap, it's horrible, but it happens. I would like to say that it never does, but it's unfortunately it does happen. If some individual is having a bit of a bad one, and I think that's it, fuck it, well, instead of finding a quiet room somewhere at the way, now they want to do it in a spectacular fashion. So what do? Ruin fucking several lives in the process. And I'm not a fan of that. No, not at all. You might be slagging me off when I talk about this sort of situation, this subject. Well, I have an opinion and I'm going to stick to it as far as I'm concerned. I understand the point of depression to the point where people end up wanting to top themselves. I understand that, right? If they are going to do it, they're going to do it anyway, regardless. I don't agree with it, but they're going to do it, right? I can't stop it. That's the end of it. That's that, right? But why on earth should they involve others, right? Why should they put that onto other people's lives, right? When they dive off a bridge in front of a HGV, because they seem to pick HGVs, that is the most cruelest thing that they could ever do, right? Not just the fact that obviously the family members are going to be fucking wondering why they've decided, but you have now destroyed the life of a vehicle driver who's minding his own business, doing his job. You've leapt off, you've either come through his fucking window screen, splattering guts and snot all over the place, or you've landed down the front of him and he's gone and fucking turned you into mush by sending his tyres all over you. You know what I mean? That person has got to live with that choice that you've made. Not that you give a shit anymore, because you're in bits, so you don't care. But he's got to live with that. Or she, because it could be a female driver, it doesn't matter, it's just the driver. The driver has got to live with that situation. Some can cope with it, others can't. So, the individual that ends up fucking having a body land in front of them and then squishing them, they might lose their job, end up on fucking antidepressants themselves because of the situation that individual has caused, ruin their family life, put them into debt, right? And then they'll end up fucking topping themselves. You know what I mean? Fucking vicious circle, that, innit? See what I mean? They don't think about those kind of consequences, which is, it's unfair, right? Like I said, I understand that depression is a shitty, horrible, nasty fucking brain problem, right? It's a mental problem. It's horrible. I have a mild amount of it, and I'll get to the point I feel really, really, really low, But I have to buck my ideas up and snap myself out of it if I can do it. You know, I'm going to try and crawl out of it. There's times where I just want to fucking crawl into bed and never get out of it. But that's just the way I am. And I will keep soldiering on and soldiering on and soldiering on as much as I can. Because at the end of the day, I live in the world of what if. I love the world of what if. What if is cool. I love what ifs. What if tomorrow something cool happens? But not everybody's the same. There's a vast degree of depressions, right? So I'm not going to diminish it. Right? I'm never going to do that. I do know it's a problem. It happens, and a lot of people just can't cope with it, and they have to just, they've got to do themselves in and finish off. If they're going to do that, I don't feel sorry for that individual. I feel sorry for their relatives and family members and friends, because they're the ones that are left behind wondering why, right? Because this individual or whoever hasn't bothered to talk about it, and but they can't talk about it. That's the fucking, again, another vicious circle. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want to lumber people. Blah blah blah. Pretend it's okay. Everything's fine. Yeah, righto. Well, I like to have a vent now and again, and not everything is not okay. It's like this morning when I vented this morning because I was told I was double manned, and I went, I fucking ain't. I felt shitty, but I was adamant that no, I'm not doing it. I'm not having somebody sat behind that wheel who I don't trust and can't speak English. I'm not doing it anymore. Might sound cruel, but I have had too many bad experiences with foreign drivers who are sitting in this chair where their English is parrot fashion. It's barely fucking understandable. You can't teach somebody who can't understand simple instructions. You just can't do it. I can't anyway. If you can, by all means, get on with it and do it, but I just can't do it, right? And when I'm sat there at their mercy and I see a situation coming up, I'm trying to tell them, be careful, blah, 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 and they just completely ignore you half the time because they don't know what you've just said. They haven't got a clue. So, to me, that's dangerous. Absolutely dangerous. So I said, no, I'm not doing it. I says, well, good in it, mate. I don't mind that, but I'm good on my own. I says, I'm not having it. I've had too many fucking scary situations of that, so no, I'm not doing it. Why should I? It's health and safety at the end of the day, as far as I'm concerned. If they are foreign, no matter what country they come from, if their English is fluent, so I can have a conversation and they can understand perfectly well. We have got a couple in our play. We've got Nelson, there's Simon. Their English is fine, perfect, right? Brilliant. Can have a conversation, not a problem at all. Explain stuff, they get it. But when you've got the likes of people who are supposed to be professional drivers, that's the bit that fucks me off as well. They come out into our company, they got the licence, and they're supposed to have X amount of experience, but their driving ability, I'm sorry, it is fucking horrendous. And I'm not an instructor, right? All I am is a guy that's got a fucking driving licence, right? That's all I am. Yes, so I can pass my knowledge on, but to somebody who can understand me, by all means. But if you can't understand the word that's coming out of my mouth, how can I train you, right? Or give you tips on how I do things? Can't. How can you understand when I'm flapping my fucking arms because I can see a situation in front of me unfolding and you're not reacting to it? Because you're like, boo, boo. I've had that before as well. Yeah, it's just too scary. If there was dual controls in the vehicle, then maybe. At least I got my fucking foot on the brake. You know what I mean? But it might seem a bit harsh, but I've got to look out for myself, and I've also got to look out for people out there as well. Because if I think a driver who sits here, right, I don't care where he comes from, if he isn't a competent driver, I will say so. But if he's an English person, or if he speaks fluent English. We'll put it like that, so it's not so much of a discrimination, and people ain't going to go, whinge, touchy-feely bastards. Right? If he's fluent in English, I can then relay instruction, teach, show, explain, and they'll get it. It'll sink in. But just the basic stuff, like, you know, for an example, move over a bit, mate. You're up against the white line here. You're almost in the fucking arch. Move over a bit, mate. Zub, 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 zub. Mate, move over. You're almost in the arch shoulder here. Zub, 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 zub. Completely ignore you. When you're overtaking something on the motorway. So, mate, you're going to have to move over. And I'm sat there, and all I can see is the fucking corner of the trailer in the middle of my screen. I'm like, dude, move over. 4 foot away, and he decides to then move the fucking vehicle. I'm like, fucking stroll along. Coming up to a set of traffic lights on a slip road. Dude, then lights are on red. Dude, lights on red. Zoop. Yeah, now you tell me, right? Is that safe? No, it's not. It's not safe at all. It's fucking dangerous. So I'm not doing it. If you can speak fluent English, brilliant. Because when I'm talking, words flow out my fucking fizzog, they land in your ears, and you haven't got to sit there going, translate, 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 configure, 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 then answer. You know what I mean? You just, no, that's not good enough. It's not good enough at all. I don't think I'm being unreasonable as far as I'm concerned. I really don't. I think I'm being quite fair, to be honest with you, because it's not only unfair to me, it's also unfair to the person who's sitting behind the wheel as well, because he's not benefiting. Because if you say, for instance, you've been driving a rigid for X amount of years, right? Because you've been driving a rigid for X amount of years, jumping into one of these, right, this is a different style of driving. It really is. Yes, it's still an HGV, but it's longer and it's got a bendy bit, right? But you've got to realise that there's certain things that you can do in a rigid that you can't do in this, and vice versa. So then you've got to try and mull yourself into that kind of situation, right? Supple yourself around it, you know what I mean? Get fluid. And then obviously with a certain somebody sitting there who's been there, done it all, right, can see the problems that you're doing, and then gives you some pointers, and you hope that they listen, and they keep making the same mistake, and then you go, hang on a minute, am I talking to me fucking self here or what? But, you know, it can be relayed, you know, and then the information can be passed on, and you hope that they take it on board. And you think that, well, if you do this and do that, and you don't do that and you don't do this, 1, you'll get there in one piece. 2, you won't lose your fucking licence, and you won't get speeding points and shit like that. So, you know, that's basically it, really. That's all I try and do. I might be the boring fart. It's like, that's the reason why I was out on the weekend and on my bike, and on the way off out from Quatford, I'd lost them, because I'm a fucker for the speed limit, because I know it's a bike, I know the bikes can go zipping around all over the place, but when I'm sticking to 30 miles an hour and they trolley on off, and then I come to a set of lights because they've already gone through the lights, and now I've had to stop at the lights, they keep going, then there's a pedestrian crossing, I have to stop for that, and then that's it, then they've disappeared. And they could have turned left, right, or gone straight on at an island, and I don't know which way they've fucking gone, so I have to make my own mind and think, well, that looks like the main way to go, so I went that way, and I still couldn't fucking catch up with them, so they obviously went a different way, and I didn't know which way they went. So, sorry if I'm a stickler, but I have got a bloody good excuse. My licence is my livelihood, right? That's how I look at it. Yes, it's boring, so be it. I can still have enough fun when I'm going down the country lanes at 60 miles an hour than doing fucking 110 mile an hour. You know what I mean? I find myself having just as much fun. But on the way to Quatford, right, there was a bike accident on a stretch of road with a bit of a bend in it, with double white lines. The bike itself was in two halves, right? The guy that was on the bike was sitting up over there, luckily, right? And please don't get shouting at me, but I believe the only reason why that guy was sitting up, right, was because of the size of him, right? He was not a tiny guy. He was a big man. Trust me, he was proper sized. But if it was a skinny fucker, with the way that bike was looking, he'd ripped his front wheel handlebars, the whole lot was just ripped off. It was gone. Right, the front of the van was fucked. Right, I think he smashed the fucking wheel off it. So he hit that with a good right thump. But if it had been a skinny bloke, there'd have been busted bones, fucking broken shoulders, probably a fucking fractured skull, all sorts of shite, like, you know. But it looks like he survived it, but his fucking bike day. There's a van he did the front the front driver's side that was caved in. But there was a van that was following that van that went and straight down the fucking ditch. You know what I mean? So it was a proper mess. You know what I mean? Proper mess, which could have been easily avoided if they were sticking to the speed limit. Why the fuck was he overtaken in the first place? Well, I just don't get it. Double white lines, you don't overtake. Simple as. You just don't over fucking take. But that was the only mishap. And it just so happens that I didn't have my cameras on, because I was in a rush to get out, to get up and catch up with them, to get on the way up to bloody Quatford, like, you know. If I'd have had the time, I'd have been able to put my bloody my cameras on. And if I'd have put my cameras on, then I'd have had that full action. Oh. Fucking roof of my mouth keeps itching. You mind it? I need to drink water. Oh, that's better. Agua. Can't beat a bit of agua. Is this where the road gets boring now, is it? Or have they shifted the cones? As a matter of fact, they might have shifted it. I could have sworn this was coned into one lane earlier. Still got 40 mile an hour on it though. Not that many are actually paying attention to it. I know it's annoying, it really is, it's fucking boring, but you know, sometimes you're thinking, what the fuck for? Why are you doing this speed? Why have we got, there's nothing here. Half the time it's because the fucking roadwork people can't be bothered to go around and flip them fucking things over. They just think, fuck it. You know what I mean? Have they been titivating the island now, or is it just this bit? What time is it? Fucking hell, it's 20 past 5 and we ain't at the M5, so we're not at the M5 yet. Man, this is bad. This is really bad. It's only because this thing's going fucking too slow. It's really, 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 really slow. We're talking milk float slow. As a matter of fact, there's milk floats that are fucking faster than this fucking thing. But we're not far off the M50 though, it's only up the road here, so another half an hour because of this thing being as slow as it is, so that'll be 10 to 6, So by the time I get up to Lichfield, with the traffic, so 7, might be around about 7:30, I would say, before I get to Lichfield. I'm hoping it'll be a bit earlier. I fucking want it to be, because I want room to be able to have a break so I can get back to the yard, like. Because I will not have enough drive time left to get back to the yard. It ain't going to happen. And that don't work, does it? Oh, is that why? It's a timed thing, so the eco comes back on when it feels like. Oh, I get you. Okay. Righto. Fair enough. Fair enough. Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. My driving skills gotten good though, because according to this, it was on 34, but I'm actually on 38 now. So my driving skills gone up. But yeah. Oh, it ain't got one. There isn't a retarder button. Ooh. Is that where it is here? Oh, they've changed that then, because that was on the original ones. It's only one, but this is three different versions of exhaust brake. Look, that's cool. Don't mind that. There is one thing I've noticed, that when I'm braking normally, the retarder isn't coming on with your foot brake. Is a good thing. But coming on with your foot brake is so annoying. Oh, fucking crap. So maybe they've realised that the people are going, this is wank! It's a fucking stupid idea! Who come up with that crap? And they've turned it off. I haven't noticed it anyway, so unless it's really, really subtle, you know what I mean? But I haven't noticed it yet. Yeah, well, okay, that was weird. Look, a fish. Strange. Yes, it's a time thing. It'll come. It only does it for a little bit. Oh, I get you then. Okay, it's not bad, I suppose. Oh, fuck. Ooh. There is one thing I've noticed as well, though, right? Which is a shame that I just did that, because it's it needs to be in this gear, not that fucker. Bit of a pull just to get out the fucking thing. Rightio. But I've noticed that the gear changing on this so far, with what I've actually had to do with the islands here and that bits and bobs, not too bad, but not really a good trial, as in lots of stops and starts and islands and junctions and stuff. That'll be more of a test to see how the gearbox responds when you're slowing down to get to islands and giving way. Will it be still up in fucking 12th or 10th gear, like, you know what I mean? Will it do that, and then you're going to put your foot down to get away, and like fuck all happens like as normal. So, you know, could that be a thing? You never know. It's possible. Whoa! I ain't going that fast. You can fuck off. As a matter of fact, I suppose, as a overall thing so far, it's not that bad. I mean, it's even with its fucking, you know, idiot cycle-proof shit on the side here. Like, I mean, it's even got that on here, but yeah, I don't know why we have to have those kind of things, but you know, unfortunately, Yeah. And plus as well, when they have those kind of things on there as well, that's probably the reason why we've got the Fours goal as well, with having that on there. But yeah, we've had the Fours goal a bit earlier before we had that on there. So I don't know. It's not really that important. I don't care, to be fair. There are certain things in life where when you actually look at it with logic and common sense, you go, I don't really think I ought to do that. That could end up in tears. You know what I mean? But because we have a bunch of fucking stupid people in this country, well, it's not just this country, I think it's a fucking epidemic, to be fair. Planetary epidemic, you know what I mean? We have to dumb shit down for these people to survive, because, you know, if we didn't, we might have a population cull. You know what I mean? Look, at the end of the day, right, we have got to put alarms that are audible on these type of vehicles, because certain individuals are fucking stupid. You tell me, what the fuck is that all about, right? As if the fucking orange light that flashes on the vehicle isn't fucking clue enough, you know what I mean? They have to go, oi, you're fucking turning left here, dude. But you'll find, right, that the one monkey will be coming down the side there with his fucking headphones on and won't even hear that shit. You know what I mean? That's what he'll be doing. I'm fucking listening to his fucking dubstep or something stupid. You know what I mean? So, yeah. I don't fucking know. And then it'll be squish. Another fat cyclist. I just don't think it's fair. I really don't. Why can't they have automatic devices on push bikes put in place, whereas as the cyclist is riding down the road and it sees as the indicator on the left flashing, it picks up that and goes and puts the brakes on for the bike, and they go, oh, he's turning left there, I better fucking stop there. No. Why can't they do that? Yeah? That'd be a good idea, wouldn't it? Or better still, put them on the fucking footpath out the way. Yay! Oh man, I tell you what, I'm fucking sick to death of moaning about cyclists. I really am. I'm bored of it. I really am. Fed up to the back teeth. Makes you laugh sometimes, I know it. But anyway, yes. So far, overall, not bad. And you just can't beat that brand new smell. It's fucking gorgeous, isn't it? Oh, I miss that. It's lovely. All the materials are emanating their smells of brand newness. None of the funk off the bodies that will be in and out of these vehicles has seeped into the pores of the vehicle yet. You know what I mean? So I will say this much though, I have christened the cab proper good 'un. Oh yes, nice. Smell that good and proper. Yeah, baby. Hey, has to be done. You have to leave your mark. Can you imagine the bloke who designs the driver's seat? Well, passenger or driver's seat? Yeah, they have to design them with farts in mind. They really do, honestly. Because when you're driving for a long time, you're going to be doing it, ain't you? So they've got to design the material to take that kind of punishment. Especially if the bloke who's driving has had a bad weekend on the beer. A couple of Indaloos, like, you know, that shit will come out and start to unravel the fabric of the chair. That will. It'll break down the atoms. Oh, it's fucking binding the material together. Fuck. So they have to think of all that shit. You know what I mean? Literally, thinking of shit. Oh dear, can you imagine that? Right, we have to build this type of material that has to withstand constant farting. Flatulence, yes. How strong is this fabric? Can it withstand it? My fucking underpants don't, because I keep getting holes in my fucking... Oh dear. I ain't kidding. I don't know why, but it just does. I end up having holes in my pants. Maybe it's a fart vent. I mean, that's possible. You can't beat a good fart joke, can you really? Oh dear. It's always a bad thing though, when if you're going off out on a first date. Right, nerves always comes into it as well, so you'll end up being nervous and your stomach rumbles and you're like, oh fuck, and you're trying to like coax that fucking animal back up there, like, it's like, no, fuck that, because you just don't want it, you just because it's not really polite. You don't really want to. You ain't got to that stage yet, where you got the fucking head under the covers going, cop that, missy, woo. You ain't got to that stage yet, so you're fucking holding yourself back, saving that bit for when you for later on, like, what I mean. Oh dear. When you start to get intimate, that's when you share all your funky stuff, you know what I mean. But when you're first dating, oh yes, you just wish they'd invent an anti-fart pill, you know what I mean, because it's just too much. And that's not just us blokes, because I can guarantee the women are like it as well. Right, they'll just fucking, and then all of a sudden they have a night time of fucking gas bagging. Night farting. Farting in the sleep as well, that's another one. Hey, fucking hell. We got an intruder. No, it's you just farted. Really? Me? No. Oh dear. You can always tell the person who's farted though, because he's the one with a smile on his face. Oh dear. And the reason why they have a smile on their face, right, is not because it's, yes, they're farted, that's funny anyway, but secondly, it's because they're going, they're secretly enjoying it, you know what I mean? It's just one of those things. I'm sorry, but they are. It's a fucking known fact. You like your own smell? To a point. Again, a bad night in the curry, then it might be a little bit too much, you know what I mean? See, when it makes your fucking eyelashes curl, right, you know full well that somebody else is going to be chucking up somewhere. They're going to be vomiting like, fucking hell! You know what I mean? Or pass out, you know what I mean? It's like, fucking, is it that bad? Jesus Christ. Not enough air can shift it, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter how vented the room is, it just sits there because it's that thick and it hovers. You know what I mean? It's that dense, it's got its own fucking national insurance number. It's become a fucking living entity. The fart cloud. Oh, good grief. Yeah, that's one thing that I have noticed of late. I am starting to fart quite a lot just lately, but that's because I've been eating nothing but junk. But when I lost my weight before, that seemed to go, that dropped, and I was like, it wasn't as much. I didn't have as much inside me. That's probably why, not as much stuff to fucking churn up and create some gases of all sorts in there. So that could have been the reason. Yeah. And I must admit, the last couple of days I haven't been too bad myself, really. Must be something in that. Yeah, well, yeah. Ooh. Can somebody get out and push? Because this thing's fucking slow, this is. Good grief. Last dude, the van there. Have a fucking tow. This is where, right, telekinetic powers would come in really handy, right? Because then you just go, and you'd push the fucking thing with your brain, wouldn't you? Oh fuck, we're doing 100. Slow it down. But if you were smart and you had your strong, you know, the force is with you sort of thing, like you got strong telekinetic powers, you'd lift it off the floor a bit, wouldn't you? You know what I mean? Not too much, because you got fucking bridges to cope with. Unless you just say fuck it and just take off, you know, and travel the distance a crow, you know, yeah, as far as the crow flies, if you like. That's what you want, eh? As far as the crow flies. That'd be perfect. I can imagine that. Man, that'd be well quick, wouldn't it? People would start to freak out though when they see a truck flying through the air with no signs of propulsion of whatsoever. They would definitely be wondering what, and that would definitely make a YouTube, wouldn't it? But you can guarantee though, right? I'll tell you this now, as soft as it says, and we know it's never going to happen, so we ain't got to worry about it. But if it did, right, and there we are, minding our own business, and an HGV just flies overhead, and it was on YouTube because somebody obviously got the camera and filming it, that had happened. Nobody would actually believe it to be true. They would say it's CGI'd, right, it's fake. And even the people that are sitting there watching it going, what the, you know what I mean, they could talk to the blue in the face saying, it really happened. No, it's fake. They wouldn't believe it. Because it would be too abnormal. It just would not fit in people's brain that this could actually happen. Not that it can at all, like, you know, I'm just making this shit up as I go along. But, yeah. Could you imagine that, what it'd be like? The shit that I'd get up to if I had telekinetic powers, mate, good grief. I wouldn't be... I don't think I'd ever sit still. You know, I'll be off, venturing everywhere. Because if there's places where you actually can't get, with telekinesis, you can get. You know what I mean? Because you can pick yourself up and zit, off you go. You know what I mean? Thinking about it, it makes you wonder if that's how Superman works when he flies. Could he have a kind of a telekinetic power that makes him fly? That's a possibility. I'd definitely have to get a different country, just for the fuck of it. And because I'm me and I'm only a personage, I could go up, zip across, and radar won't pick you up. How about that? And then if you was real cheeky, right, you could then fly along the sky, catch up with a plane as long as he isn't too high up, because obviously the higher up the fucking thinner the oxygen becomes. The atmosphere is fine, it's just the oxygen level is a little bit low. And when it's low, you start to get a bit woozy and a bit out of breath, and you're going, well, fuck, I feel like I'm slowing down. You know what I mean? That's the sort of shit that goes on. So when it starts to creep over the 10,000 feet mark, you're getting a bit struggle there, like, you know, 20,000 feet. Yeah, you're going to be wondering whether your foot belongs to you or not. You know what I mean? So, but unless, I mean, you could always sort of maybe use your telekinesis to sort of collect the oxygen molecules in the air that would and have them build up inside like a bubbly. See, I'm going off on a tangent now, and my brain just does all sorts of weird and wonderful things. Anyway, yeah, so, you know, and then you could then sit, right, because this is how my head works, right? You could just sit on the wing of a jumbo jet, right, and have your legs swinging over the front like that, and just, you know, and the passenger who's got the blind down at the time, like you look across thinking, and then the next thing they're out and they go up it goes, and you go ooh, and then you just go and flip off the back like that, and yeah, it's, yeah, that would be the tits. Honestly, it would be fucking awesome. Absolutely. You could even like do a bit of a fucking wipeout, couldn't you? Surf the top of the plane, be the first person to surf a plane. Because you know the Americans surf cars when they know, you know, all that sort of shit. They're fucking jumping on top of the cars and they're doing the surfy thing back in whatever the year it was. That was like was it as 50s, 60s, could have been 70s, 80s? I don't fucking know. It was way back when. But you could get there, couldn't you? You'd be surfing the top of the plane. Yeah. But you'd have to have a GoPro with you, though. Right? You've got to take your camera with you. It's no good doing it and not fucking filming it. You know what I mean? Must film this shit. Oh, man, wouldn't it be awesome? Here's another thing as well, right? I know that people have done the best to get up one of the pyramids in Egypt, like the pyramids of Giza, climb to the top of it and have a good old look around before they end up getting fucking arrested. Yeah, which I don't get that. Oh well, never mind. But you could then fly up to it, couldn't you? Land on top. You could also fly across onto the top of the Sphinx, open the top of his head up, and climb down there and take a camera and have a good old look to see what's down there, what they're trying to fucking hide. Because they still haven't give us any rundown of what's in there yet. They've got pictures of the trapdoor. There's a picture of the trapdoor open, standing on top looking down, but there's no camera or images or film or video or fuck all of inside it. Why? If I had that kind of power, straight there, got my camera, torches, flip the fucking lid up, straight down. Right? Let's go and have a nose, shall we? See what's in here. I fucking would. No problem. Absolutely. All sorts of places I'd go, just for the fuck of it. Because you could, you know what I mean? You wouldn't have to, there'd be no bounds then, would there? I would be polite, right? I wouldn't go somewhere where it's going to interfere with somebody's privacy. I wouldn't do that, no, because that's just wrong. That's naughty, that's rude. But sitting on top of the pyramids of Giza, that's not fucking hurting anybody, is it really?